Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 5, Episode 26, the season finale, Call to Arms. This was a great season finale. It was really interesting, and it's kind of one of those where we finally see, like, the Federation really take a hit. Like, it's not a happy episode, and for all intents and purposes, it's like we finally lose kind of bad in this episode. So the beginning is really kind of fun. It's Leeta and Rom, like, have decided to get married, and they're going through the dresses, and they're trying to pick out, like, their arrangements, and, like, what exactly Leeta's gonna get married in. She wants, like, Bajoran stuff, and Rom, who comes from a society where women are always naked, wants as little as possible, and so they're having negotiations about it. And, I mean, for me, for instance, I've been married for a long time, and I remember when we got married, like, it was a lot of the same thing, where it's like, well, I want this, well, no, I want that, and it's like, well, we gotta come to an agreement here. We see Garrick talking with them about it, and Ziel makes her appearance. I'm not liking this character anymore. Like, her first entrance, like, I really thought she was interesting, because it's Gul Dukat's daughter. This is the third actress that has played Ziel, and every time we see her, she's looking more and more Bajoran. Like, the first time we saw her, she was pretty much just full Cardassian. She just had the nose ridges, and now she's more Bajoran than Cardassian, in my opinion. So it's like one of those where, like, I wish they would pick some makeup and stick with it, but whatever. We find out that the Romulans have signed a non-aggression treaty with the Dominion, and this is kind of that first step. We see a lot of this down the road, and they mentioned some other races have done the same thing, like the Tholians. And then I'm just going to kind of jump to the end. By the time we get to the end of this, Sisko has Bajor sign a non-aggression treaty, which kind of goes back to the last episode when Kai Wynn was trying to get them to do that. Finally, he says, like, we can't protect you anymore, so this is your best bet to be safe until we can find some sort of resolution to the end of this war. So Bajor ends up signing the same treaty. Most of this episode is about Martok and Dax, which Dax is captaining the Defiant, and they're putting up mines along the wormhole, so that way, because they've said how, like, for 5 weeks, Jem'Hadar ships have been going to Cardassia, and Sisko's finally had enough, and he's like, nope, and they build a wall of mines there, and they're supposed to be cloaked and, like, re-replicating, stuff like that, which starts a fight with Weyoun and Dukat, and they're like, you know, if you don't take that wall down, then we're going to take the station from you. And again, I'm just going to kind of jump to the end. They do. So by the time we get to the end of the episode, everybody except for Quark, Odo, Kira, Jake, and a handful of other Bajorans and such have retreated from the station, which is kind of how Season 2 started. If you guys remember, like, it was that 3-part episode, which had Starfleet leaving, and then it was the Dax episode. So this isn't the first time they've abandoned it, but, like, some intense stuff goes down where, like, Kira gives an order and all of the computers on Ops just explode because they don't want the Cardassians to get any of the information. So it's clearly one of those, like, okay, fine, we'll leave, but we'll be back tomorrow. Like, the way this episode ends, like, it looks like they're not coming back. But I love the cliffhanger where he leaves the baseball sitting on the desk, and Gul Dukat knows what it is, and he's like, this is saying Sisko thinks that he's going to come back. And it's a great little calling card. I really enjoyed it. Speaking of which, this is, I believe, the first time that we've seen the station attack with, like, shields and weapons and stuff like that since Way of the Warrior, the first episode of Season 4. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a great episode. It was really intense. It was really kind of the edge of your seat, like, what's going to happen with the Cardassians and the Jem'Hadar attacking the station, because you see a lot of damage go on. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good season finale, and I'm really interested to see how Season 6 goes with them reclaiming it, because you do know it's at this point, like, it's been 20 years, I know they're going to get the station back, but it's going to be really interesting. So for those who have seen this one, what did you think about it as a season finale? What did you think about Weyoun and Dukat attacking the station? And just kind of what did you think about season 5? I forgot what season I was on. What did you think about Season 5 overall in general? Go ahead, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for the subscriptions and everything. I will see you guys next time for the Season 6 premiere, A Time to Stand.